Currently injured Fuego. That's been my name on Twitter for the last 3 months. Because as you all know, on February 19th at a show in Sacramento, California, I jumped off the top rope, landed on my foot, and I later come to find out that I had fractured my foot in 5 different places. It's been 3 months, and for some that might not seem like a long time, but for me, it's felt like an eternity. After I broke my foot, I went to the doctor a couple days later. He checked on it, he said we need x-rays. Took a day to get x-rays. A few days later, he says we need to get a CAT scan. After the CAT scan and further review, he sees multiple fractures. He sends me to a different doctor an hour away. That doctor tells me that I do unfortunately need surgery, and what I thought may be a 5 to 6 week process, a 6 to 8 week process is now, I've been told, is going to turn into a 3-month process. Talk about soul crushing. But before we could have the surgery, I had to get a full MRI done. So then I had to go get that done at the doctor previously. And so I'm back and forth between a ton of doctors, and all this time in my head, I'm going insane because all I want to do is get back into the ring. I think the blessing and the curse of all of this is that I've never experienced anything like this before. So I didn't know what it would entail. I didn't know. I was naive to the possibility of what I could even feel like. I'd never had a broken bone in my life. I've never really had a serious surgery besides a small surgery that did not keep me out of action but a couple weeks. So for this, it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks, slowly but surely. I consider myself to be a very positive person, very smiley, happy-go-lucky person. But this has not been fun. I have surgery on March 7th. So they keep me in a surgery splint for 7 days. After that 7 days is over, they cut the splint off of me. And then they slowly but surely cut all the stitches out. And I have this big old fat scar on my foot. And I see it for the first time. Then they put the cast that you may know everybody gets for broken bones over my foot. Never even seen that happen before. But they slowly wrap it up, dip it into this wet thing and wrap it around your leg. And they tell me I got another month. They inserted a screw into my foot on this surgery. And I was informed that that screw has to first come out before I can wrestle again. And I still don't know when all that's going to happen. And for a month in this cast, I couldn't really go work out like I wanted to go work out. And I made so many improvements in my weightlifting, in putting on weight like I want, adding mass to my body. And I thought that that was going to get shattered. And then really for a month it was. I really couldn't do stuff at the gym. I could do at-home workouts, but I just knew in my mind it wasn't the same. And I'd walk outside every day, or I should say I'd use crutches to hobble outside every day. And I just look at my wrestling ring and I just long to be back in it. And there were some days I would get in and I just felt like a shell of myself. Like it felt good to be in there, but it was endless possibilities of what should have been happening. But the one thing that was actually happening was I was sitting there being useless. It sucked. I tried to do what I could. Cast off 2 days. 2 days, I had to take this cast off. I had to get off these crutches. And I could start rehabbing, and I've slowly been working and doing little stuff here and there, but it's not the same, man. It's not the same as being in the ring like I want to be in the ring. It's not the same as getting back to the gym like I want to be in the gym. But we're slowly making our way back to that, and I'm excited about that. I'm ready for that. This past month, sitting in this cast, really these past 2 months have been kind of hell, Psychologically, my family's great. Besides the foot, my health is great, but psychologically, you watch wrestling, you see things pass you by, you know, you're so motivated to go to work and to do more. You just want it so bad. In this downtime, though, I've had 3 beautiful little girls cheer me up in what would otherwise be a very dark time in my life, a real lonely time in my life, but I'm so thankful for my family.
Look at it. It's so cool.
So
A double rainbow. That was so bright. I've never seen a rainbow this bright. That's crazy. Cool, huh?
yeah. I bet the weather person do not know this.
You what?
I bet the weather person do not know this.
I bet the weather person didn't know this either. Wow.
Even though I was down, I finally, after 6 weeks post-surgery on April 19th, got that cast off of my foot and was able to walk around for the first time with no cast, with no boot, all by myself in that doctor's office. And from that day since, all I've thought about is, oh, we're going to come back. We're going to come back bigger and better than ever. I've started physical therapy and the exercises are small. I still can't run. I still can't jump, but I can walk without a boot. And I am extremely happy about that. I walked out to my wrestling ring, and though I can't get in it and run the ropes like I would like, even just being there, sitting down in it, it's a positive instead of the negative of sitting there in that cast, because I can smell it. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see the horizon in the distance, and I know the comeback is inevitable. It's so close I can taste it, but we got to keep working. We got to keep working, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. You know, they say a healthy man wants 1,000 things, but an unhealthy man just wants one thing. I understand those words much more now than I ever could have before I ever got hurt. All I want is to be 100% once again, so I can step back inside of a wrestling ring and do what I do best. I would stream on Twitch, and that would be fun, but it's just not the same. I would post videos to YouTube, and that's fun, but it's not the same. It's not the same. It's a connection to my audience, but it's not the lifeblood of my audience. It's not the heartbeat of why I have my audience. My audience, my fan base, my Fire Nation rides with me because of what I do inside of a wrestling ring. I know I'm not just defined by what I do inside of a wrestling ring, but I truly believe it helps make me who I am. The goals I've set for myself, the desires I have, the passion that drives me centers around my family and wrestling. And I've felt a little incomplete with this injury, but we're almost there. So I'm rehabbing harder than ever. I'm generating ideas more than ever. I'm working on this vlog. I've reinvigorated Patreon. I firmly believe that at the beginning and the start of this injury, it was so negative, and I have finally overcome that negativity because of the progressions I've made, because I've healed slowly but surely, and now because I can see the future is not so far away, it's turned very positive. It's time to set the wrestling world ablaze again like only Fuego Del Sol can. So I'm hoping within a month's time. You know, my doctor says she's aiming to get this screw out of my foot 3 months post-surgery, which would put me at June 7th. I'm working very hard and rehabbing even harder to make that sooner than June 7th. But even if it is June 7th and I have to abide by doctor's orders, once this screw comes out of my foot, once I return to that ring, it's go time. And I appreciate everyone's love, support, whether it be through Patreon, through Twitch, through this YouTube channel, through the love you show me on social media, through my Discord. It means the world. It kept me going. It was a light when I was in a very dark place. And I'm forever grateful. Now let's take that. Let's use that. Let's flip that. And I'm going to suck up all that positivity, turn it into fuel and motivation to get back in the ring to do what I do best for each and every one of you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back soon with an office tour and an in-depth look at my collection and the new gear that I will return to the ring with next week. See you.
My daddy's channel in this book.
Say it again.
My daddy's channel in this book
Was brought to you
was brought to you
by all these Patreon subscribers. We thank you for giving us money.
We thank you for giving us money.
Because we need it.
We need it.
Say, see you all next week.
See you all next week.